We're here. I'm here.
You're
And you're
here.
here. Oh my God.
There's nothing I fear.
So good to see you.
I know my heart will go on.
Yeah, forever. Oh,
You'll
hi.
be safe and my heart will go on.
Oh my God, please. In the deepest corner of your heart, let me be there.
You will be.
Oh,
Forever and always.
forever and always. That's a song by Jasmine. Thank you.
Oh, that's your new hit single?
Yeah.
When's the EP dropping?
Can be found here specifically on this podcast.
Oh, okay. So we're releasing the
Exclusive.
EP here.
That's right.
Okay, done and done.
Yeah, forever and always.
So today, girl, do you want to introduce it? Do you want to introduce what we're
Yeah.
doing? Because we're doing
So
a new
today
series.
we're gonna be reacting to some classic movies. We're gonna talk about our thoughts and our feelings on it. And we recently watched Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything. And holy fuck, I'm forgetting her iconic name, and
Julie
it starts
Newmar.
with a J. Julie. Ooh,
Newmar.
Newmar. Wow,
Girl, I just said
Jasmine.
it.
Rough, let me tell you. But Tu Wong Fu is unforgettable. I'll never forget that beginning.
Yeah.
Um,
So
I
you've
saw
never
it
seen
for
it
the first
before.
time. No, I saw it for the first time, and I'm shocked to say it's been that long since I can't believe I waited this long. Basically,
I know,
um,
right?
it's got to be one of the most charming, perfect movies I've seen in a very, very long time. I adored it. Just the perfect like 90s movie, and it's so gay, and it's
It's
so
so
right.
gay.
It's
Yeah.
so right. And I adored it. The opening scenes, the middle, the end. I mean, it was just like so
It's a great
compact,
ride.
and it's really fun. I loved it.
Yeah. I saw it a couple of years ago, but I did a little refresher for this. So we're going to be
Mhm.
maybe doing some iconic queer cinema. And maybe once a
Yeah,
month, every other month. I don't know. We'll sort of figure out timing of when we want to do this, but we wanted to start out with Tu Wong Fu because it's so iconic. I want to
very.
ask going into this. So this movie was made in 1995. And as far as I know, Wesley Snipes, Patrick Swayze, John Leguizamo, like they're all straight, right? They're all
Very
straight men.
straight.
Who would
Yes,
you
at the height.
recast now? Like if we were to remake this film right now
Yeah.
using queer people. That's
Queer
going to be the
people.
challenge. Yeah, because like I would love to see this redone with queer actors, and if I'm being
Mm.
so real, I can't think of many that are LGBT that are actors that I think could do this again.
Um, Billy Eichner comes to mind. I
Oh,
think Billy Eichner would be, okay, but the drag queens would have to have completely different personas
yeah.
because Patrick Swayze was very elegant,
Right,
hot,
right, right. Uh-huh.
just a gorgeous woman, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Wesley Snipes, untrusting, a little bit salty,
Mm-hmm.
and sassy, loved her, but the fashion sense, all the looks were so
So
good.
good.
And then
Yeah.
Miss Leguizamo over here being sassy, hot mouthed, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like quick to turn, you know?
Right.
And being a little bit of a tramp and falling in love easily. I feel like if we had to recast it, the roles would have to be the roles
Absolutely.
would
We'd
have to
have
be
to have different
different.
dynamics. But
Yeah.
like if
So
we were to recast these three,
Billy Eichner would be a great drag queen. I
Billy
think.
Porter would be
Oh
fierce.
my
Could you
God.
imagine Billy Porter in this?
Fabulous. Are you serious? That would be so good. And
If we
she could play
aged
an
it up a
older
little
queen.
bit so it wasn't like
Yes.
young people. Okay,
Mhm.
hot concept, and feel free to like, disagree here. Pedro Pascal.
Oh my gosh. Okay, if there were older queens,
Yeah, if like
definitely.
if we're pitching this to like an older group and if we
Yes.
change the story because I mean, drag is saturated now, right? Like it is
Oh yeah.
so oversaturated. There is so
Hmm.
much of a market for it. So, back at
Which
this
thank
time,
God.
people were
Hmm.
younger when they were getting into the drag scene. There wasn't, I mean, there were obviously rooms for older queens, but now it's so much of a focus on these young youngs.
Oh my God,
So if it was
everybody's
like,
18,
right,
cut up, and
18,
a professional drag queen.
right, they've got all their
Professional.
makeup tips from YouTube, Miss Fame,
And they
and
work.
Aquaria, and they've got like $10,000 dresses that they've already gotten
Uh-huh.
from designers, right? So like
Yeah.
it would be so cool to pitch this up to older people attempting to jump into the drag scene and winning and dominating and trying to learn what it means to be drag
Oh,
queens. That would be
yeah.
so cool,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. It
So
would be.
Pedro would be a good one, I think.
Pedro would be cool, but he's not, he's straight.
I have heard rumors that he is
Stop
family.
it. He's
Well,
an ally.
he was at a concert. I mean, I don't want to like speak for anybody's sexuality here, but he was at a concert with a gentleman and was all wrapped up on him with known lesbian Sarah Paulson. And
Ooh.
Pedro also allegedly before like he really blew up and was in a lot of the public eye, apparently a lot of his public likes were of sweaty, speedoed, shirtless men, both on Instagram and on Twitter. And his public likes, people are very well known that he was definitely liking up on some schmutty male content.
Rumor. Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
So I mean, he might be bi, but I
He might be
mean,
bi,
I
but
feel
still.
like he is even if he wasn't, I feel like we could forgive it. That we
Very
gave
that.
the
What?
role to
Okay,
someone
so
ambiguous.
think about this. It's
Right.
95. You've
Yeah.
got three leading men, leading men playing gay people, playing drag queens.
Right.
Now, if we gave pass for straight people to play again, which I wanted to ask,
Mm.
how do you feel about straight people taking away queer roles?
Me
How do you feel about
personally,
that, by the way? Yeah.
I think in 95, I give a lot more leeway and lenience because there really
Yeah.
wasn't room for that. I mean, yeah,
I
being gay
fully
wasn't
believe that if the movie wasn't done with those straight people,
those particular men.
it would get no traction.
Oh,
None.
absolutely. That's the
I don't
thing.
think it would be as popular as it is now, you
Right,
know?
absolutely. But I mean,
Yeah.
now straight people taking away roles from gays, absolutely unacceptable. There's no
Uh-huh.
reason for it. It's the same as like people who are pretending to be a race to get a role, in my
Right.
opinion. It's the same
Yeah.
situation. Like, you are not of this, so you do not get to pretend to be that. I can sometimes give a pass if someone is so good and is so committed. Like I think of oh my god, I think his name is Jack Falahay, who played
Okay.
Connor in How to Get Away with Murder.
Mm-hmm.
Connor's a gay man in How to Get Away with Murder, and Jack, I believe it's Jack Falahay. He is straight, and he always talks about how he's straight, and he was like really wanting to pay homage, and he like didn't go into any type of stereotypes for the role. Like he just was really committed to it, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was kissing up on every single one of the boys that they gave him in that show, doing butt stuff, with them.
Love that. Yeah.
Yeah. So like he was really great in it. And I could give a pass to that because he was just that good.
Mm-hmm.
But would I've rather have had a gay man in that role? Absolutely. But yeah, I don't know. I think the idea of a straight person who speaks very openly about their straightness, taking away a role from a queer person, I think there's not really an excuse now for that. But I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
95, so I can forgive this in the same way that, I can forgive Dustin Hoffman and Tootsie, which maybe we'll talk about at some point.
Ooh.
Or, oh my God, what is his name? Who played Jeannie? Robin Williams in Mrs.
Yes.
Doubtfire. These are like
Yes.
prominent drag roles. And while Tootsie and Mrs. Doubtfire were not meant to be drag queens, they were meant to be women. They were still cross-dressing, and that is very queer. I think any man who's willing to get into a cross-dressing role
And
and
do it right.
and do it right and perform in something that is very queer, I have so much respect for. It's like Maddie Morphosis as a drag
Very
queen.
that.
Maddie's a
Yes.
straight person, and Maddie identifies as straight, but Maddie is
Yes.
partaking in something that is very queer, and for me, that puts Maddie into the queer umbrella because she is willing to go there and do that. You know what I mean? Do
Yeah.
you have thoughts?
Yeah, I think the same could be said for those actors that played the roles in To Wong Fu, for
Mm,
sure. I mean, they all three of them took it so serious.
yeah.
It was not a mockery. They
Mm-hmm.
were not making fun of drag queens by any
Mm-hmm.
means. And I highly, highly respect that, especially
Yeah.
from a movie that's been made nearly 30 years ago. It'll
Mm-hmm.
be what, the 30th anniversary next year.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think so long, uh, it's hard to say because yes, it's if a straight person was to make that film now,
Mm-hmm.
and cast straight people
Mm-hmm.
only, I think, yeah, perhaps it would be problematic.
Mm.
I think I think at the very least we can ask for is good acting, at
At
the
bare
very least.
minimum.
Bare minimum. So I don't know, but like I said, I really respect all three of them in this movie because they took their role so serious, and it
Truly.
meant a lot to them. And I was watching a couple interviews of Patrick Swayze and Wesley Snipes and Leguizamo for sure, and they were talking about how all three were assigned professional drag queens to show them how to walk, how
I
to act,
love
how to move
that.
their hands. Leguizamo, at one point, he said about 6 months before he went into the movie, he went vegan so he could lose all the muscle and turn into like a little veal cutlet. You know what I mean?
Stud of
Like
veal
very lean.
cutlet.
Yes, to show the body. And the dedication that went into it,
Yeah.
and the willingness to learn and to be accepting as well. Also, taking part from their history too. Like I
Mm.
fully believe they model their characters after like their moms or something.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
Mm-hmm.
I fully believe that. So I think that was really, I don't know. My whole thought, to summarize,
Right.
is that if it were to be cast with queer people today, what an amazing movie it would be.
It would be
I would
spectacular.
be the first one in the theater to go watch it.
Yeah.
Um, but I so appreciate the fact that the movie was made at all,
Right.
because for its time, the 90s, I
It's a
mean,
big deal.
we were talking about how all that AIDS crisis went through, all the hype, all the hate,
Mm-hmm.
and for this movie to come out with three like incredible leading men,
Mm-hmm.
I like I said, if it weren't for them, I doubt that the movie would get traction, would even get
Right.
made, which is a very sad thought for
But it's
sure.
reality.
But it's real, and
Yeah.
like I said, I'm grateful for it, girl, because this movie is a gem, a gem.
Well, and
It's
imagine taking this role as a straight man and you know that you are dipping your toes, your whole feet, all submerging your body, not even.
completely
You're submerging your body into something that could potentially destroy your career forever. You could cause
forever.
irreparable damage by doing something like this because there's no way to know how the world will react to you partaking in something that they might not agree with. So, like, this is a huge risk that all three of them took. And it
Yeah,
paid off because, as far as my
big
understanding
time.
is, this sort of allowed even more doors to open up for them because it
Oh
showed their
yeah,
versatility as actors, and people loved this movie, and it still is loved.
it's so good. It's so good. Should we start with the very beginning?
Yeah,
I want
let's jump in here. Let's kind of talk about the film. I took lots and lots of notes. I want to pick your brain about
Yes.
the film and everything.
Yeah.
Starting at the beginning, they've
Yes.
got this moment where we got the cold open and Patrick
Mm.
Swayze is getting ready,
Hmm.
feeling this skin, listening to music, feeling the
Uh-huh.
fantasy. This
Ugh.
is so, so real. When I would get into drag, I would shower first. I'd shave whatever I was shaving, whatever was going to be visible. And then I'd just blast whatever music I wanted to. And I'd just luxuriate in
Oh, girl.
that fantasy, like whatever I was doing that night. If I was going to do comedy or something a little maybe sluttier, whatever, I would really just allow myself to feel everything about that fantasy and get into it.
Love that. There's something so fascinating about watching someone get into drag.
Mm,
People fixate on it, you know?
right,
That's why there's whole channels dedicated to people getting into drag, you know what I mean?
right, right, right.
But what about that lighting? Oh my God, I can't ever imagine Patrick Swayze actually getting ready in this dark New York apartment, you know what I mean?
Girl, I
Oh
needed
gosh.
every single light in the bathroom on. I needed box
Uh-huh.
lights. Like, if it was not well lit, I was gonna look fugly.
Faded, you know?
But also, like, it's 95. I want to know how much makeup drag queens actually had access to. Like, I know that there was probably
Ooh,
theater makeup, which is
I'd
maybe
love to
why
talk
it
about
was
that.
such a big deal in New York and LA because
Yes.
you're close to theaters. But, like, girls that were out in the boonies, you know? Like, you're in Back
Yeah.
Swamp, North Carolina. You got, what, Maybelline. That's soft coverage. Because this was really
Hmm.
before, like, the makeup boom that we've really
Oh,
experienced where there's, like, full coverage, everything.
yes.
At
Yes.
least
Well, I'll
accessibly.
mention this. When we first take a look at Chi Chi walking down the street after we have the cold open with Wesley getting ready with those crazy lashes, and um when we first see her, the I think one of the first things that you notice about Chi Chi, besides her outfit, is the fact that the face don't match the neck. Period.
It's
It
no
sure don't.
matchy
No.
syndrome.
It's like 5 shades lighter, you know? So she must have been painting in the dark. But I'll tell you this. Okay, so I watched that interview with Leguizamo and he mentioned something that was so real.
What's that?
He said he said for a lot of Latinos or like brown people, even
Mm,
black people back in the day, you know, makeup was really scarce to find, especially in our shade tones. And
yeah.
he'd say a lot of family members of his would paint way lighter because they were ashamed of their skin color. You know, there was a lot
Mm,
of racism and colorism even within our own communities
right.
back then. And so there was a point in the very end of the movie where you notice that Chi Chi, when she's finally winning her crown, you know,
Mm,
um, the face matches the neck. She like it's completely her own skin tone. It's no longer stark white and Miss Geisha white, you know.
right, because she's comfortable with
Um,
herself, not trying to blend
yes,
in.
accepting, more mature, like she clearly had an arc, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that the actor was able to really portray that through screen,
Mm,
showing an immature young drag queen with a face that's 10 times lighter than the rest of her body.
right.
So real, so true. And how many times would older drag queens point that shit out and
Oh,
young
yeah.
queens would be like, "Shut up, this is me." And like they're just trying to help. You know, it just goes to
This
show
is my real
that
face.
yes, I loved it. Loved the painting scene. Where is the body?
Where
It's
is
so
the body?
oh girl, I'll never listen to that song the same way again.
No,
Never again.
never.
I'll always think about Tu Wong Fu. That opening scene was so good. And then the ball,
Oh,
shortly
yeah.
after the ball, oh,
Okay,
seeing all the
so did you
iconic
notice
drag
Lady Bunny
queens.
there?
Lady Bunny's there, Head of Lettuce there,
Did you notice
Coco
Coco
Peru.
Peru?
Yeah, Coco Peru squashing that glass and looking furious at everybody.
Okay, so I actually have
Iconic.
a fun fact about that. I remember watching an interview where Coco was talking about that, and the casting directors were looking for just a slew of queens to be a part of this. And they had them all in a room, and they were like, you know, just improv something, walk around, then we'll make our decision because they were trying to figure out who they wanted to sort of be like a center focus role. And Coco happened to have like a little cup of water, and she just, you know, picked it up, did her thing, crushed it in front of the directors, literally crushed the cup. And afterwards they were like, "All right, you're it. You're the one that we want." So they
You
had her
got the
do it
job.
again. Yeah, they're like, you got to do that exact thing again. And it was
It's
so
fierce.
cunty to just walk up, crunch Mad Dog,
Uh-huh.
and then walk away.
Glare.
Like, bitch, yes.
Serving, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it was so good. I totally get why she got the job. I mean, seeing Coco Peru there for sure was really great. I'm so glad I was able to recognize some of the older queens, iconic
Mm.
queens in there.
RuPaul
Yeah.
in the Confederate dress was insanity.
Yes. What was her name? Rachel Tensions.
Yeah, 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 something like that.
Oh.
Which
When she came down, stop. It was
that
too
hair
good.
was beautiful.
Gorgeous. I think she was the only one with a lace front.
Where was Rue getting lace front wigs in
In the
95?
90s, I think she was the front runner and the leader of the lace front brigade
Oh,
for sure.
absolutely.
Because everybody else had bangs. Everybody else just had it was men in wigs, you know?
Hiding their hairlines.
Yeah, and Rue straight up had a lace front, I think.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
Rue's always had really unclockable hair.
really good hair. Bleach
Always.
blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
so
was
good.
nice to see Rue in there. So the idea is that it's a drag queen of the year contest, which is kind of funny.
Hmm.
That's essentially what Drag Race has become.
Oh yeah, I
You
was
know?
fully expecting Rue to come out with the next drag superstar. Like that's what I thought she was going to say, but it was like drag best drag queen of America pageant or something just in New York and then they were going to go to Hollywood.
And
Um
partake in the next leg to be the drag
yes.
queen of the year. And there's a
Yes.
tie between Noxema Jackson and Vita Bomey.
Talk about some great drag
I
names.
know Noxema.
Those are Noxema is insane.
That's a
Noxema
great name. Vita's a
is
great name.
crazy. It's
God.
a great name.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Chi Chi Rodriguez. That's a great drag name. That's a great drag name.
After the competition is done, they head up the stairs and they see Chi Chi crying, and we get one of the best lines that's ever happened to any film ever. There's a little Latin boy in drag crying on the stairs. Go ask that little Latin boy in drag why they're crying.
Little Latin boy, why are you crying?
Because you're both so pretty.
You're so beautiful. You're so gorgeous. And I just can't. I just hate everything about myself. I hate it. I hate it.
Have you been there
No.
before where like someone is doing so good at whatever they're doing and you just have a breakdown about it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you have to run and stumble and fall off the stage.
Yeah.
Stop.
Have you
Stop.
like in any field of your life? Because I remember one time I was maybe in elementary school. This
Uh-huh.
this girl was like called as like one of the smartest girls in the class because they used to love publicly embarrassing us in the 90s. And they told everybody that this girl was like the height of the class and then we all weren't doing good. And I really wanted to like ace this test so I could tell my parents that I wasn't a flop. And I remember going to the playground afterwards and just sprinting to a corner and crying. And teachers being like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Nothing. Nothing is wrong. I'm
Don't
just
look at me.
stupid. Don't look at my dumb, stupid face."
Aw.
Throwing a tantrum.
Girl. Well, when I was in middle school, I started to go to marching band tournaments, and I know that every time we would lose by like a point or two and get second place, I my whole team would feel so devastated, and
Yeah.
we would make it known. I mean, we wouldn't like do the little golf clap. We'd be like, "Oh my fucking God." You know, we'd freak out. And yeah, so I've had those moments for sure where I just want
Yeah.
to be the little Latin kid crying in a corner and someone comfort me.
That is so Latin coded where
Mm.
we're like sobbing but wanting someone to pay attention to us.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Look at me. Look at how sad I am.
Right. Look at
Please
my
comfort me.
pain.
I'm begging for it, but don't
Yes.
look at me. I'm fine, you know?
Right. I'm
Mm,
fine.
I'm fine.
So they take Chi Chi to the after party for the competition because they need to get transportation to California. And they talk to Robin Williams.
That was amazing, by the way. Totally not expecting him to show up in that little Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
That was crazy. And he was so good. Oh my God. All his little, like, okay, we're not going to take the hound.
Mm-hmm.
And his little speaking in French. Stop it. He
Did it
blended
make you
in
melt?
so well.
It did something
Did it
to you,
make
didn't it?
it did. I loved it. I first of all shocked to see Robin Williams, but like I said, so good. So glad he had his moment in that film. So many people in that movie,
There's a
by
lot
the
of really
way.
iconic stars. Interesting
Wow.
scenario is that Mrs. Doubtfire came out in 93. So I wonder if that's why specifically they picked Robin Williams
Oh, that's
because he had
interesting.
just been a big part of like a cross-dressing film that did really well, and now we're moving just from cross-dressing to drag queens,
Straight up.
straight up
Yeah.
drag. One of my
Yeah.
favorite moments while they're sitting there and discussing what they want to do is Vita saying, I'm having a significant experience.
Yes.
Mama,
Yes.
I'm having a significant experience is
Everybody be
crazy.
Yes. Everybody be quiet. I'm having a significant experience. Meanwhile, she's over here staring at Julie Newmar. And that photo of Julie Newmar, oh my gosh. She's snatched. She
Yeah.
looks so beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. Do you know anything about Julie Newmar?
I know she was the first Catwoman.
Oh, right. See, I didn't know anything about her. So
Uh-huh.
I Googled her right before and I didn't recognize anything in particular. But I don't know if you have any like info about her in particular.
No, not too much. I could barely remember the name of her in the movie. Ridiculous. I'm ashamed. I could barely finish the name of the movie. God.
That's so fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know who she was, and they didn't know who Wong Fu was either. But they decide that they are going to road trip to California, or I guess Vita decides that. And the rest of them are just going to have to deal with it. So they go to rent a car in day drag, Jasmine, in day drag.
I know. With fabulous hats. All
I
three
could
of them.
never go out in the daytime in drag. Ever. Like, even on my most femme days where I was painting, like, trying to blend in as a woman, like, even on my femmiest days, if you were to stick me in the sun, my stubble would absolutely be showing through. I could have shaved literally 4 minutes ago and put makeup on, and my stubble would be shining through it. So I cannot imagine what thin covered makeup in the daytime looked like. You know that you were seeing little black hairs sticking through there.
Oh, I know it. Right above the lip.
Yeah, we're having to suspend a lot of disbelief that they were unclocked.
They genuinely hardly look painted.
No, they look like they're wearing chapstick.
Yeah, I know. Chapstick and a little bit of clear mascara is what they wore.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
a 301 lash.
Oh, that's right.
But I mean,
That's
they looked so fabulous. The fashions this season.
The fashion.
We need to talk about the Mary Poppins bag that they have, because the amount of quick changes that these girls do during this film, and they have a day bag. Like, I couldn't even fit my toiletries in their bag.
You have to take suitcases.
No.
I'm shocked that the back of the car wasn't littered with suitcases, to be perfectly honest. That would be real.
I love that they sort of played around with the camp factor of like the magic of drag doesn't require you to have a big suitcase. But then there's that scene later, which we'll get to, where they're like pulling 25 yards of fabric out of their bags. And they've suddenly got an entire interior decorated room. And it's like, girl, where did you pull all that from? You did not have that. And then there's wigs. They have wigs.
The amount of wigs.
Yeah. There's no way in a day bag.
I loved seeing Wesley in a red wig. Oh my gosh.
That braided one
Miss
was beautiful.
Maxima was by far my favorite.
Was she?
By far. She's my favorite character. Yes.
She does the
she's
most.
So
And I love how each one of them has such distinctive personalities.
and they've all got their own, like, pretty much standalone scenes.
Right.
You know? All of them have got their own important part of the movie. Obviously, the three of them are the trio. But, like, for Miss Maxima, the scene that stands out the most to me, which, of course, we have to talk to. We got to go in the timeline, right? But
Right.
the scene was when she was taking out all the women after coming out of the beauty salon.
Yes, that's my favorite
and meeting
scene
those
too.
men. Yes. Okay. Anyway.
Right. So they
They're on
get
the
in their
way.
car and they're driving
Yeah.
across the country with the top down.
Work.
Mama.
How they kept those wigs on, not with that scarf. That shit had to be pinned into their heads.
That
no
was
way.
stapled because
That
I'm telling
was
you, one slight
stitched in.
breeze and my wig would have gone flying off.
Oh, and the feeling of your wig coming off,
So
humbling.
no,
Humbling.
I don't think I've ever lost a wig in drag.
Oh,
I think
you
I
better
can
knock
very
on some
confidently
wood.
say I've never lost a wig. I've had one slide. I've definitely
Ooh.
had it slide where like
Uh-huh.
all of a sudden I could feel my hairline underneath and I'm like, oh crap. And then I'd go backstage and pull it down, repin it. But like I never used glue. I
Mm.
never wig glued. I know a lot of
What?
girls that did, but I never wig glued. I always just pinned and hope for the best.
Yeah.
But I used to take stockings, like an old dirty pair of stockings. I'd put it on my head and then I'd tie the legs around until basically the top part of my head was swollen because it was
Ooh,
so tight, right?
like a
And then
turban.
you just like pin it into that. But I know
That's
some
great.
girls that will do the tights and then they'll duct tape it to make sure that it's secure. And then they'll put
Yes.
glue and hairspray on the duct tape and then put their wigs on that. And I'm like, girl, that's so much. That's an extra 20 minutes.
Yeah. But that's not moving for
No, it's
shit.
not going to go anywhere. Like
No, it's
that
not moving
is,
for you or for me.
or for God, like no one is taking that wig off except
No.
sheer force of will after the event is over. So they're
Hmm.
driving and they get pulled over by this hick ass policeman who is a
Who's a little
racist,
gay?
who's definitely a little gay, hick
Yeah,
ass
racist and
racist
gay.
policeman who tells them that white people aren't supposed to be driving with people of color. And Vita is not happy about this. And then he
No,
tries
not
to
at
get
all.
fresh with her.
Uh,
And she just absolutely takes him out, pushes that nasty ass cop onto the ground. And we as the audience think he's dead. And we get
mm-hmm.
my second favorite line of the movie. Mommies, don't quote me on this, but I think he may be deceased.
Yes. Oh yeah, when she looks back at him. I love when Vita goes, get your hand off my dick, buddy.
Yes!
When a lady says no, get your hand off my
Get
dick,
your hand
and
off my
she pushes
dick!
him off. Yes. Yes. Too good.
Okay,
Too
but
good. Maybe
like,
that man fell in shock.
yes,
The fact that no one could clock them as men in wigs
honestly,
was incredible.
I do really want to know why they didn't just go out of drag.
Uh, it wasn't them.
That's
That's
true.
not them.
They
That's not
were
who they
they were
are.
being in their fantasy the whole time. They were feeling the Valentina thing.
They sure
I would
were.
never travel across the country in day drag.
Yeah,
Never.
yeah, never.
Stopping in rest stops to shave from your toes all the way up to your nose. Because I mean, Chi Chi had shaved legs the whole film. Which
Oh,
means
she
that
sure
the
did.
implication is that they're stopping at these road stops, trimming up their pits, their legs, their ass, and everything. And mama, I could never be convinced to shave at a road stop.
That's where it stops getting real,
Not my coochie
especially
meow
in that little
meow.
motel.
And then
No,
removing duct tape to trim down the balls too, and then re-duct tape it all.
just to
Mama,
go out
just to go back out in a new costume.
in a
No.
drive. Yeah,
Yeah. I would
yeah.
just get out of drag.
What about that scene where they're driving along and they have the train passengers dance along with them as they're driving by? I loved that. I thought it
It
was
was
so
cute.
cute.
There was a lot
Yeah.
of really lovely camp moments in this film that I appreciated so much. It wasn't taking itself too seriously.
No, it was. It was such a charming, charming movie. It really
Charming
was.
film.
Yeah. Okay, so man falls, quote, dead.
We think he's dead. They hitchhike so because their
Mhm.
car is broken right now.
They
After
left the
they
shoe
stop at a rest stop,
behind.
they leave the shoe behind, and we get another really iconic line from Chi Chi. I got my legs in a bucket of chicken.
Oh, that's right, honey. If they want to hitchhike, you got more legs than a bucket of
The
chicken. Ugh.
writers were really on it.
I'm telling you, they had the help from actual drag queens, real people
Hell yeah.
that would live that stuff, talk that way. I'm telling you, I respect the directors, I respect the actors. It was just so well done, so gay, so perfect, and like I said, not making fun or not mocking at all, which is
Right.
something that I'd expect. I would expect a bit of mockery, but none of that. It was just like pretty pure, you
Right.
know? That's so good.
I was glad that they avoided a lot of derogatory slang. I think it
And
was
tropes.
good that
Yeah.
they all read like real people.
Yes.
That was what was
Yes.
really incredible. Sometimes
Yes.
in movies like this, someone can come across like a parody and they
Uh-huh.
came off like they were real. And I
Yeah.
loved that. So
Yeah.
they get to this little town called Snydersville, where this is the closest one. And there's someone there named Virgil who can repair their car. It is currently Saturday, and the part won't arrive until Monday. So they got to stick around in this jank ass little backwater town for the entire weekend, continue to masquerade as women because they're not out of drag, so they have to continue to masquerade. And they get put into a room. And Virgil's wife, I forget what her name is at this exact moment, Carol Ann, she says, "This is the presidential suite." And Chi-Chi says, "Must have been one of those presidents who wasn't very good."
Oh man.
Mama, the way I screamed.
There's not even a toilet in here. Excuse me,
There's
there's
no
a toilet. Excuse me.
toilet.
Oh, okay, bye.
So over the
Yeah,
next few days, they decide to teach the town glamour, and they teach the boys manners.
that's right.
I loved this. Have you? I don't remember what your upbringing was like, but my hometown was definitely full of women who thought that they had to just, be homemakers. Were very repelled by the idea of glamour, high fashion, gaudiness, and guys who sort of just mistreated all these women. And the women in town sort of just felt that that was what the role was that they were supposed to do. But this was also
Hmm.
like the same time. It was, the 90s. That's when I grew up. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it was similar for you. But this
No.
town
No.
very much resonated with what I grew up with.
I believe that.
Yeah, so it
You
was
grew up in like the middle of
the
nowhere, it
middle of
feels.
nowhere. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Literally
Yeah.
like the middle of nowhere, like this town. So this movie was almost healing for me to see these fabulous drag queens come in and sort of heal the town and remind
Mm-hmm.
everyone it's okay to be fabulous. It's okay to embrace this glamorous side of life. And also, you treat women with respect. When you see them on the street, you say good afternoon. Or if it's night, you say good evening. And
That's
then
right.
Noxima saying, "Your existence is an affront to me." Girl,
I'm telling you.
girl.
I'm telling you.
Okay, so talk to me about the scene where they're in the oh my god, the secondhand store. Talk to me about your thoughts on that.
Oh my gosh, wait a minute. When they're first going through the secondhand store with the boy that
With all the
stutters.
women. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, I love that scene. Okay, so first of all, Noxima beat the fuck out of this one man,
Grabbed his
grabbed him by the
nuts.
dick, and told him, "You better be respectful to these women." Basically said, "You say good evening, ladies,
Right.
when it's nighttime,
You
and just kind of
swine.
kicked him off." By the way, that outfit, very good, with the little
Mm-hmm.
orange t-shirt and the dress and the tiny little wig Miss
Yeah.
Noxima was wearing. Anyway, shortly after, they go into a secondhand store, and Noxima's just looking through. She says, "Plaid, plaid, very blue collar in
Mm-hmm.
here," and then marches her way through the back. And in there, she finds like a treasure trove of old 60s clothing that is just so colorful
Mm-hmm.
and very fashionable. We got fringe, we got pattern, we got bright, 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 like
Bright
almost neon
colors.
looking colors. Yes, like very in your face. And she freaks out when she sees them and she goes, "You guys, look, look, look. I can't believe this is all back here," and throws it to the women and like
Crying.
essentially gives them a complete 180 makeover.
Yes.
As they're doing their little parade walking out of the store. I loved every single second of it.
Me
Every
too.
single second. Every outfit that came out of there is something I would love to wear out, to
What
be
happened
perfectly
to the
honest.
cuntiness of fashion? You look
Mm,
back at the 60s and it's all these beautiful, colorful earth tones, yellows, greens, blues. We get
uh-huh.
into the 70s and it's like, and the 80s where it's jewel tones, the 90s, jewel tones. And then the 2000s just halt to a stop. The oversized trend goes away, high waisted pants go away, jeans
All of it.
become popular, and we're in dull, drab corporate clothing.
Yeah, everybody's wearing black or gray now.
Where did our beautiful, colorful florals go? Where did where did fashion go? Where did paisley go? Where have all the good
Mm,
clothes gone and where are all the gods?
Paisley. That's so nice.
Yeah,
Paisley. That's such a cute pattern.
yeah. I love
I don't
paisley.
know.
What
It was
happened?
like dead and gone. I feel like patterns are starting to make a comeback a
I
little
hope
bit
so.
now. I see pattern jeans. I
Mm,
mean, they're still jeans, but it's something.
right.
Yeah.
Let's bring back high-waisted pants again.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? I live in them. I live
Do
in
you?
them. Yeah, I love high-waisted jeans. They're my favorite.
I like a flare at the
Mm-hmm.
base.
Uh-huh.
A flared base. Don't stick
Oh,
it in unless it has a flared base. I love a flared base jean. I love a high waisted. Ugh. I love button ups. I'm a big fan of colorful button ups,
oh
but I don't have
yeah.
a
And you
lot. I
love
need more.
patterns
I
too.
love patterns. Ugh, I
Yeah,
love patterns. I could
I love.
live in patterns. Like, I want to redo my entire wardrobe and I want
Uh-huh.
to go crazy, obnoxious colors because I
Yeah.
love it.
What's a color that you would not wear?
Orange. Orange doesn't look good on me. Like,
Orange
okay,
is for bad bitches.
I know orange is for bad bitches, and I'm not one of them. Cause my skin
Oh.
tone is, I have a lot of yellows in my skin tone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm both Latin and I'm also a little bit Irish too. So I've got all these yellows and reds in my skin, and orange brings out those, and I look like a Happy Meal.
Oh, love that.
Sure,
Yeah, giving Ronald McDonald.
exactly.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is not the fantasy. It's not the look. I can do burnt oranges. I could do really like crisp, almost like limoncello yellows.
Mm-hmm.
Reds are a little problematic on me too. Like literally the warm colors are problematic on my skin because they bring out the wrong colors. What about you? What colors do you not wear?
Neons. I
Girl,
can't
really?
do I can't do like a neon green for sure.
Who can?
You know? Oh, anybody that can pull it off, I mean, toots to you, dude.
Yeah.
That's so good. But like, wow, I can't do it. I can't do so like I said, I can't do any neon colors, any
Mm.
hot pinks. I bet though, I bet a hot pink would not look so bad on me. I bet I could make it work, you know?
Like a bubblegum pink would look so good on
Yeah.
you
Yeah, I bet.
because
I
it's
bet
a
it
softer,
would.
less intense color.
Right, right. But like a hot magenta,
Mm.
probably couldn't. Yeah.
Really?
But I think those would be the only colors I'd like kind of stay away from. You know,
Mm.
everything else tends to work. I love oranges and the
Mm.
purples and the greens, reds. Those are the
Mm.
colors for me. Burnt, like a mustard yellow, even
Yeah.
can be
Oh,
really nice.
mustard is such a
Yeah.
beautiful color.
Uh-huh. I
Oh,
agree.
yeah. I have
Yes.
this really beautiful short sleeve mustard button up, and it's got little green moments all over it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I want to wear it all the time, but I need to like create a limitedness with my clothing and my fashion. So
Mm-hmm.
I only pull things out every once in a while.
Mm.
Wait, have I told you this that I FIFO my clothing?
You FIFO? What's
Yeah.
that?
Okay, so have you worked in food service retail, first in, first out?
I have not. No.
Okay, so there's this concept in retail and in food service where the first thing you have is the first thing that goes out. So like if you order stock in January and it doesn't get sold, it's at the front. It's the milk concept, you know, when you go to buy milk at the store
Oh,
and
uh-huh.
all the oldest milk, the things that are going to expire sooner are at the front. They'll put all the new stuff in the very back so that people are forced to get the stuff that's going to expire.
Yes, yes.
I do that with my clothing. So all my clothes, as soon as I wear them, I put them at the far right part of the rack. And so then I only grab from the left side of the rack. So
You're
then
so
I'll
organized.
like, wear something that I haven't worn in a while. I'll wear it, get some compliments or whatever, and then put it on the right side of the rack. So I won't wear it potentially for a month, maybe even 2 months.
That's
And I
so
do that
good.
with all my folded clothes too.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm kind of crazy.
No, 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 no. That's such a good system.
How often
I
do you
have to
outfit
adopt.
repeat?
Oh, Jared, 24/7.
Really? I mean, listen, it's not
24/7.
shade. It's not shade.
I have like a little capsule wardrobe.
Oh, yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, I'm not oh, I'm embarrassed. You
Mm-mm.
gotta help me, Jared. So I'm not very adventurous with my own wardrobe.
That's
You
fine.
know, I have my basics and I call it a day. And
That's
I look
fair.
good in the basics. What can I say? But whenever I
Yeah.
do throw on color,
Mm,
I get compliments all the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because you're hot.
Oh, it's true. I should uh I should implement a bit more color in my wardrobe for
You
sure. I
should.
know I definitely feel the fantasy whenever I'm wearing my undergarments, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Underneath my basics, but
Mm-hmm.
like that's the kind of like little hidden slutty librarian vibe that I'm trying to go for, you know?
Oh, girl, that's so hot though. Yeah, I do that too. If I'm wearing like something really basic, I will wear something kind of slutty underneath it. But I also coordinate my socks and my underwear to my outfit.
Ooh,
Yeah, so like
wow.
I'll wear like pink socks with like pink underwear and a pink shirt. So like generally
Hmm.
whatever my shirt is probably the same color as my undergarments too. Cuz I just like
Ooh,
being coordinated.
yeah.
It's not always the exact color match, but it's close enough. I just like feeling that extra little fantasy, you know? Even if I'm
Yes.
like just being really basic. I love it. It
Mm-hmm.
makes me feel good like a slutty librarian too.
Oh, that's the feeling that we're trying to go for. Little
Yeah.
slutty librarians.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry. Backtracking back into the film. So we had talked about how they pulled all this fabric out and glammed up the room because they're trapped in it for days. That
Yes.
scene was so fantastic where they're throwing all the fabric everywhere, and there were some
Yeah.
of those that I wanted to snatch off and make shirts out of.
Oh my gosh. The fabric that was laying over the lamp, that was so beautiful. I loved that
Beautiful.
one. Yeah, they totally transformed that room in like a quick hot second. It was a very magical moment.
It was.
Where they were pulling those fabrics from, who the fuck knows? Um, but I want someone to decorate my room like that real fast and
Yeah.
put scarves everywhere in every corner that you can see.
Right.
Everywhere. I want a boa right above my bed.
Hell yeah.
Um, I want someone to make it look fab.
Yeah.
That little bedspread that they had, a metallic bedspread, so cute.
It was
Yeah, the
so
whole room
cute. The
was
whole room.
made for them and they made it.
Yeah.
Just goes to show if no one else is going to do it for you, you
Right.
know? You got to do it for yourself. Gay people, it's you, you got to do it, right? So
Yeah.
like they did it and it
They did
looked
that.
great.
They showed their individuality, they expressed themselves, and they did it fiercely
Uh-huh, and fast.
and fast. Yeah, they got off their asses. Seems like nobody wants to
Yes.
decorate their rooms. Get off your ass and decorate your room.
Get off your ass.
So
Come on,
after
Ken.
after Noxema pinches that dude's balls and tells him to respect the women, we get a scene in the nighttime where Virgil is beating up Carol Ann, and they decide that they're gonna stop it. Specifically, Vita, who is always taking charge and is not allowing anybody to get taken advantage of. And I can only assume that the earlier trauma of getting assaulted by this cop is also really fueling her to do something. She kicks down the door like a badass.
First of
Sends,
all, Roadhouse. Uh-huh.
yeah, that was so hot. Sends Carol to the other girls and is like, please go take care of her in another room. And then beats the shit out of Virgil, kicks him out of the house. That scene was so fierce. I think
Mm-hmm.
every single person that's ever been in a situation like that always kind of hopes that there will be some guardian angel that will come and help them, you
Yeah.
know? And I think not only was this movie really great at introducing queerness to the mainstream media, but had accessible themes that I think the everyday person could identify with. There's a lot of people that can identify with domestic violence, and
A lot.
seeing that happen and not knowing how to get yourself out of it. And it goes to show you that sometimes you have to be the hero. You know, if you see something happening, you just got to do it. Don't worry about staying in your lane. You got to just help someone who needs it because they have no voice. And
Right.
that's something that queer people in general, I think, are really hyper aware of is
That can
knowing,
identify
right,
with.
They know that they don't have a voice. They've had their power stripped from them, and when someone helps you get it back, you have to help others get their power back. And that's what they do to the town. They empower everyone to be better versions of themselves and not tolerate the bullshit that they've been dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
And they
I
decide to
agree.
stick around for the Strawberry Social.
Very cute name, by
Very
the way.
cute. I want to go
I
to a
want to be
Strawberry
part of the
Social.
Strawberry Social.
Yeah. What are you
Yeah,
bringing to the Strawberry Social?
I'm bringing blueberries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring blueberries myself and a little pie, and I'll be the one going against the grain, and they'll be like, "You wanted strawberries? Well, you got blueberries, baby." You know,
Yeah.
little variety.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
What would you bring?
I'm gonna bring this fat ass, and everyone's gonna
That's right.
starve.
Eat on
I,
this ass,
you know
girl.
what? I'll bring that, and I'll bring those little bonbons, the strawberries, as my grandma used to call them because she couldn't pronounce it. You know those
Mm.
little strawberry candies that had the
Oh,
gel in the middle, the old lady candies.
yeah, the old lady candy. You would
Yeah,
bring that.
my Mexican grandma always had the strawberries. That's
That's
all she
cute.
called them. I don't know what they were called, but she just said, "You want some strawberry?"
Oh.
I'm like, where did you get these, lady? There's two
I never
grocery
know where
stores in
people can
town.
find them. I've never seen one in a grocery store. Have you?
I have seen them in a Michael's craft store. That's it.
Yeah, I've seen them at a 99,
Oh, really?
but those are gone. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where my grandma was getting them from.
Hmm.
I had no clue, but she always had the strawberries every time.
That's
I would
cute.
bring those. Okay, so at the Strawberry Social, the racist, nasty ass cop shows up and is demanding that they release the drag queens because they are infecting the town with their ideas and they're
Release the
dangerous,
drag queens.
which is so eerily similar to exactly what's happening now. You
Yes.
know, history keeps repeating itself, and it's so wild that that was not that long ago, and we're still having these conversations about how drag is dangerous and it's infecting people's values. Like, girl, where? Where is
Show
it?
me the proof, America.
Yeah, show me the proof. I don't see it. And the
No.
whole town realizes that their new friends are not who they thought they were, which I don't know how they didn't notice the facial hair in the first place. But they all go out and they're like, "It's me. I'm the drag queen. I'm the drag queen. It's my
Yeah.
shoe. I'm the queen."
Very
Even the guys.
Spartacus.
Yes, even the guy like coming out like rubbing his titty and being like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
it's me. I'm the drag queen." I loved
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, me too. They all came together. It was very We're Here, the
Mhm.
show on HBO, but before We're Here, but there. It was
Yeah,
very
we're not
nice.
here, we're there.
Yeah.
I
It's
loved it.
Yeah, me too. I
It was
loved
so
how the
cute.
town came together to help them. I mean, and everybody looks so good, right?
They looked fierce. And
When
the
Carol
dance
came out of
off.
that shop
Mm,
looking like she got her period on her wedding day,
stop it.
she looks so good. I totally was expecting it to be Vita. I
Yeah,
wasn't expecting
me
it to be
too.
Carol.
No, I
Oh
was not
my
either.
God. Hey, isn't she Lizzo from Greece? I'm giving her a lot of disrespect by not saying her name.
Holy crap. Wait, hold on. Let me
That's
look.
Lizzo from Greece.
Are you sure?
I swear, it has to be. I'm gonna look at the
Hold on,
cast right now.
I'm on here now. It's Stockard Channing.
Stockard
I
Channing in
think you
Greece.
might be right. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
practical magic. Yes.
You're so right and so correct.
Love her, love her, love her so much. Oh, look at all these people.
Damn, that's really
Oh,
cool.
I know.
Oh yeah,
Iconic
she
people in
was
this movie.
fierce though.
Yeah, she was. She served it. And she was the only one who knew. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she told Vita, "Oh, it's Adam's apple. Women don't have Adam's apples." And she's like, "I know." She basically revealed to them that I knew who you were the whole time. And
Right,
here I am accepting you and loving you.
right.
I think that was
It was
so
healing.
yeah, it was very, very nice. Very sweet
Mm.
to see how the whole town came together for them. And they looked so good and red and wild. Yeah.
Yeah, they looked incredible. It was
Yeah.
a really lovely moment. And the girls leave, they go to California, and we find out that Chi Chi won the Drag Queen of the Year competition because she used all the tips that she learned in her road trip experience to
That
help
journey.
her, and her journey is complete.
Yeah. And Chi Chi looked gorgeous, didn't she?
Yes, they all did.
She
Did you
looked.
clock that the dress that Chi Chi's wearing is the dress that Selena Estides wore during the season 15 finale?
Oh, is that
Yeah,
right? Oh, I
Selena.
didn't even put two and two
Yeah,
together.
Selena wore that. She wore the a recreation of the dress with the hair and everything.
That's cute. I'm
Isn't
gonna have to
it?
Google it again. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up right now. Wow.
Yeah, I wish you would.
Oh,
Okay, can I? Wait. Maybe we should. No, because I want to end on a high note. Okay, I'm so sorry. Can I blow your mind for a second?
yes.
I want you to tell me, if you can think about it, from our former employees, the Walt Disney Company, what Walt Disney film ripped off Tu Wong Fu and created
What?
a Disney film?
Based off of it? Okay, I gotta have a
Well,
hint.
I mean, there's no proof that it was based off of it, but it is a clear ripoff when you look at all the side by sides.
Okay. First off, I gotta ask, is it live or animated?
Animated. Oh, we're gonna do 20 questions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's animated.
Uh huh.
Um, Around the
Ooh.
same time.
Okay, so I'm gonna literally do this like 20 questions if you don't get it. So it is animated. Okay.
Okay. Okay. And was it filmed around the same time?
No,
Made
much
around the same
later.
time? Much later?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Three queens going on a road trip, doing a journey.
Well, maybe not even that. Just same concepts.
Yeah. Of transformation, changing a town. Ooh,
Uh
Jer.
huh. Uh huh. Uh huh.
Um, um,
You're on number three. Question
okay.
three.
Is there a princess involved?
There is not.
Okay.
You're on number four.
Oh, wow. Popular as hell, huh?
Absolutely.
Oh
Absolutely.
God.
As
Oh
soon as you
God.
hear it, you're gonna be like, "There's no way I didn't get it right away."
Okay, you're killing me. Tell me.
You wanna know?
Yeah, yeah, tell me.
2006 film Cars,
Stop.
where Lightning McQueen
Yes.
finds out that he needs to go to the next big competition in California, breaks down outside of a podunk town, meets a tow
You're
truck
so
that
right.
brings him into the town, helps
Oh
glam up the town
my
by fixing it and
God.
reminding it of its roots, right? And then goes to California to partake in the big
Come
drag
on,
race
cars.
competition.
Let's go. Wow. Yeah, that totally makes
I hate
sense.
Cars, but I think it's the stupidest Pixar movie, and I don't know why it's popular. But it's really funny when you look at them side by side. You're like, oh, that's straight to Wong Fu.
Yeah,
That's heterosexual to
that's
Wong Fu
that's the
with Larry the Cable Guy.
deification of Tu Wong Fu. Mm-hmm. That's the automotive transmission part of Tu Wong Fu. You know the part when the car breaks down? That's actually in car.
Oh my god, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
So anyway, ending on a higher note, thoughts on Tu Wong Fu?
10 out of 10. Watch it if you haven't. It's an iconic movie. You're
Mm,
going to fall in love with every single one of those characters. Every
mm.
single one. It's got to be one of the most charming movies I've seen in a very long time, as I mentioned. It was very, very good. I watch it. Watch it. Make it a part of your list, people. It's so good.
It really is. God, it's a really beautiful film, and especially for being 95, something that I think would not have existed had these big name actors not been a part of it, like you
I'm
alluded to
telling you.
earlier. It
Yeah.
really relied on this cast being star studded to be spectacular. And I mean, girl, it was.
It was
I love that.
littered with celebrities.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
love that it is healing in a lot of ways for queer people, for people that have maybe not been accepted by their family because there's the whole Vita and her mom storyline. There are people that you see these themes that get represented in the town of these people that lost their heritage and their
Mm-hmm.
identity by just falling into mundanity, and they reclaim that back. This older lady who everybody just thinks is deaf and mute
Mute.
because
Yeah.
nobody pays attention to her. They don't know how to address her because she's lost so much. And she's finally seen and opens up that she can talk and hear. That she's not this frail woman that people thought she was.
Yeah.
Carol Ann getting her voice back and her power back, and this abuse getting taken away from her. There's a lot of really beautiful themes in this film beyond the queer themes that are here that I really love and responded to.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And it's done with humor and camp. It's not created like too serious, and it's also not too like you know.
Yeah. It's not that goofy,
Right.
It's you guys go watch it. Do yourself a favor. Okay? Go rent it right now. I don't think it's available on streaming at the moment, but look it up and take and watch it, if you haven't. It's good.
It really is for queer history, right?
Agree. Yeah, as a movie in general,
Mm-hmm.
even. Yeah.
I would love to see this remade now with different concepts, talking about the oversaturation of drag, a pageant that is existing, that is holding on to queer legacy, and
Uh-huh.
older queens who are really trying to just break into it and not feel like they're lost in the sauce of youth. I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of really cool things you could do with a film like this in a very similar way and still retain a lot of that good old fashioned camp that we really are missing in a lot of films these days.
I don't see a lot of these films being made, you know what I
No.
mean? And I'd love for either to be a remake or perhaps even a sequel. That
Oh,
would be really
yeah.
cute. And something I really hope, because I know Patrick Swayze is gone,
Mm-hmm.
rest in peace. But I really hope like John Leguizamo and like Wesley Snipes, I hope they look back on this with a lot of pride.
Mm-hmm.
I really do, because they should be proud. It was just that good.
Yeah. It really, really, really was. God, it was a beautiful film. I'm glad that we got to talk about this.
Yeah, me
There's
too.
so many films just in queer history that I think really speak to the queer experience, and this does a great job at that. But something I did notice is that it doesn't directly talk about homosexuality, it sort of dances around it. And I thought that was also
Yes.
very interesting as well. That it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't specifically sexualize these characters. It doesn't say that they're gay specifically. I mean, any of them could be gay. They could be bisexual. They could be pansexual. They could be ace. All we know is that they love doing drag and they love participating in drag. And I
Yeah.
loved that.
Me too. Me
It's a
too. I
beautiful
mean,
film.
not everything about gay people has to be sexual.
Hmm.
And I love that they made it about the people.
Right.
Yeah. I adored this film. I'm so glad I watched it, and I'm
Me
so glad
too.
we talked about it.
Yes.
Yes.
Good shit. Well, we are unfortunately at that time, but this has been super fun. Next film that we'll talk about. I mean, we've got an arsenal
Mm.
of movies we can talk about. We got things like Mrs. Doubtfire,
Mhm.
Tootsie.
Mhm.
Um, oh my God, have you ever seen Death Becomes Her?
Yeah.
Death
Oh.
Becomes Her is so
Oh.
classic queer.
Yes. We have to talk about a very iconic gay movie that was shit on for quite a while, but won some awards. Brokeback Mountain.
Oh yeah.
Dallas Buyers Club is another one that takes a bit more of a serious tone.
Mm.
And I recently watched a movie called The Imitation Game. It's more history,
Mm.
but it's about a gay man, Alan Turing, who
Oh.
essentially like had such an important role in ending World War II.
Right.
That movie was very good. So anyway, yeah, there's tons and tons of movies we can
I
talk
think
about.
Pedro Pascal was in a gay cowboy movie.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and I think they show butt cheeks.
Ooh,
So I got to
love
watch
butt
it for
cheeks.
that.
I know, now I'm interested. I'm gonna look it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, there's so many films that we will hopefully get to talk about in the future.
Yeah.
But thanks for doing this with me. Thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoy this film if you go to watch it. And if you haven't already seen it, I hope we inspired you to go check it out. It's a good one. Definitely on that list of important queer films to watch.
I agree.
Thank you all for listening. We will chat with you very soon. Remember, you're doing a fantastic job. You're doing the best you can, and that is all that you can do. Goodbye.
Bye.